How long am I here? What am I doing? What project? We are going to an estate sale. You guys, I've left the fabric.
Oh my gosh, MaCenna.
I love this house more than anything, but what I love is I love what I've done. Have you changed your mind on selling the cottage?
You'll never be alone. Indigo sunset. It's the only way to go. I've been waiting for the fallout in the middle of the night. In this dynamite castle.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the vlog. I'm already at my mom's house, my parents' house. We are going to an estate sale. Now, this is day 2 of the estate sale. We didn't go to the first day. Why didn't we go to the first? It was, I don't know. We just decided not to go the first day. This is the second day. I just don't feel like we both didn't want to like wait in line. There was nothing really in the pictures that we were like have to have, but they did have a lot of dishware. So I'm kind of the one pushing to go to this one. But we are already going to San Antonio because we're going to Floor and Decor, where all the tile is, so that my mom can look at what they have, you know, kind of like for inspiration for something that she's working on. So we're gonna take a trip. Probably go eat some good lunch, and I'm just waiting on her. Maybe I just kind of showed up. Maybe I should text her that I'm here and ready to go. If you wanted an update on the pool, I think they're starting to lay the rebar, the kind of like structure and the bottom support for the concrete, the bottom of the pool. I say that loosely. I don't really know what the plan was. I'm not part of this project, so I don't know, but it looks like I see rebar, so it looks like that's what they're doing. So currently it still kind of looks all formed up like that. It's just really cool to see something like that done. I've never seen it. Oh, they're doing plumbing too. I see like plumbing things, like the solutions and things. I see boxes that say booster something. And I see a thing to pump water into it. We have arrived. Oh, I need these. I'm not used to having a key. My car doesn't have a key. I haven't had a key in a long time. Oh, it's so hot. Texas. I don't remember growing up either and being like, oh my God, it's so hot. You know, like you just acclimate. You just like get used to it. Oh. We missed out. No, I didn't want to. Uh-oh. The beds in there are cute. They're like little... So many clothes. Christmas! There's a... Oh my gosh, we haven't been to an estate sale in forever. A football and a train. You need that for Robbie. I don't know. So cute. Oh, it's so tiny. No. So cute. $2. I love Christmas. I did not have enough ornaments that year. I mean, I had a lot, but not a ton. This is the size I like. 1988. Okay, it's my birth year. Gosh, that's expensive. $22. These beds are cuties, but there's another frame she might want. Yeah, this one. girl. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, Mom. Like a headboard. It's so pretty. Mom and I are having a try-on party with all the clothes. She had such cute style. I know, just like really cute things for us to wear in France for, you know, like a freshen up price. Okay, I'm hoping that Romeo can get the stains out of this one because this is Salvatore Ferragamo. How cute! It's like pleated button down. I thought that was like just like classic. And then I found this black button down too with like detailed sleeves.
Oh my gosh, MaCenna. Well, it's cute. You're gonna die when you go to a mirror. It's so cute. It is cute.
All my clothes on underneath.
Yeah, you think?
Big for me.
Okay.
We cleaned house at that estate sale. The one we didn't even want to go to. She had such cute style. We got so many cool clothes. Mom got a lot. What do you want to do?
I was gonna drive up.
I know. So we need to put them back into the back for now?
I think so.
Or pull them over here and I'll walk back? Look at these clothes. I got a pillow. Look at this red suit. It's a top and a little cute little skirt. It's adorable. Mom bought another bed.
Wrenchy.
It's kind of the best one you found. Okay, I'll walk. Ah!
Oh, hey.
Huh?
This might not work.
You can pull back. The estate sale that was supposed to be for dishes turned into the best clothing haul.
my God,
now,
ever.
Yeah, and I don't really ever look for clothes. But those clothes were color coordinated.
They were.
Into
and all dry cleaned.
Yeah, and all dry cleaned and like just like really well kept, you know what I mean? And then once you find one thing that's kind of stylish that the average person doesn't really invest in, you know there's more. And there was so much more. I mean, they had an entire room of like pretty dresses and suits, you know, like 3-piece suits, skirts and tops and pants and tops and blazers and stuff. So it was like really, really super cute. So we're gonna cool off.
Where
And
did I get filthy at?
where'd you get filthy? Oh, I don't know what that happens to me. We're at Floor & Decor now. We went by Starbucks. I downed an entire venti water. Downed. Now I have my passion tea. Oh,
Bring them in there.
so my drink? Shoot, yeah, I'm bringing it. It is currently 104. 104 degrees. I think we're just browsing here, aren't we? Just like getting ideas. Yeah. Look how pretty that is. That is so. I know. I wish it wasn't. Yeah, the octagon. It. I even like browsing for our, you know, kind of future renovations. I just like looking and seeing what they have because Floor & Decor has like ready-made stuff. Obviously you can just buy it and it's here and it's accessible. You know, like all the organic tiles are over there, you know, and you'll see that that's popular. And they have like, you know, like more of the, I don't like the glass tiles, but you know, like those. And some of the marbles are really pretty. We got majority of our tile here for the cottage, because I just found that it was like easier and it was really nice, and it's all in how you apply it. They show you what it would look like with a specific grout color, and I feel like the grout color makes a big impact on tile in general. So like this, it being a white grout, they even tell you what it is. Yeah, literally white grout. But if that was a different color, it would make a total big impact. I'll show you on a wall that they did over there. They put like a kind of warmer grout on a white tile. It made it totally look different. So we opted for a tile here, a penny tile for the guest bathroom, and I put dark brown grout in it, and it made it look so rich and so different than it did in the store. And then we got this one for the backsplash in the kitchen, and they had a lighter grout on it, still tonal but lighter. I went darker and it made it look moodier. So you can really play with that stuff and like experiment, and you can always just like buy a few pieces and then test it, see what you're gonna like with it, you know, and get the look you're gonna want. So I felt like this was really easy to shop here. I'll show you what they did over here that made this look. It kind of took me by surprise, and I don't know if I love it, but you see the grout, how it's like more like a camel color? It totally made it look completely different. Like the stone looks totally different. They did it in color, what's right here? Mushroom, right? Kind of took me by surprise, but that's how powerful grout can be. I took a bubble bath. I have missed that tub, that closet tub. I love that vintage closet tub so much. I am a bath girly. That's just who I am. And in the primary bathroom in LA, we only have a shower. We have a bathtub upstairs. It's really nice. I mean, it's obviously not a clawfoot tub that I created this whole like experience around yet. That'll take time, but eventually. So I asked you guys, I knew that there would be tons of questions about the cottage in some form. How long am I here? What am I doing? What project? Like, when am I starting again? I knew there were gonna be tons of questions because just like you guys, I've also loved this process over the last, 2.5 years now, which is crazy. We bought the cottage, well, we knew we were gonna get it in 2020. October of 2020. We actually didn't close until like late January of 2021. So since then, I have dove into this project, and it wasn't until this year, purely exhausted. I had been doing it for so long, and I wanted to take a step back, and I was about to turn 35, and I'll kind of get into like the questions, but because I've already screenshotted the one, like a lot of them, and there are a lot of the same questions. But just to preface, when the pandemic hit, I didn't have any content. My job is to share and work on renovation content. Not really at the time, it wasn't renovation content, but it was decorating and doing DIY projects and lots of things. And I had already decorated our home, like our apartment in LA. And I've lived in LA at the time in 2020. I had lived in LA for 14 or 15 years. I moved away from Texas to go to college in California, and I loved it. I always knew I was going to live there. I always felt like it was my home. Romeo and I have been together for the majority of that time, so we had been together for like, at that time, 13 years, you know? So we had really built a life in LA and in California. But when the pandemic hit, I think like everybody, we were like, what are we doing? We can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't have a project to throw myself into to really keep myself sane and just to have something positive and constructive to work on. At the time, we could not afford to buy a home in California. Otherwise, that's what we would have done. So because we want it for long term, we see ourselves in California. But we could never afford it. Well, my parents happened to move to this town when I went away to college, and it's a little town outside of a major city in Texas, and it's very quaint. And we were just driving around one day, we were looking at property, and we happened upon this house that wasn't on the market yet, but they had an estate sale at it, and they were about to put it on the market and about to sell it. They were going through appraisals, and I'm like, could I do this? Like, could we afford the property values here at the time were very low. It was attainable. It was something that we could do. You know, I'm like, could I do this? We don't know how long the pandemic is going to last. We don't know. We always envisioned having some place closer to my parents, because my parents are never leaving Texas ever. Like, they're very Texas through and through. So I've tried to get them to move to California. I've tried. Like, it ain't going to happen. Especially my dad. No way. So I thought about it and I was like, could we do this? And of course, my parents were like, 100%. They were like, yes, yeah, yes. And they're, you know, I was going to be spending a lot more time here. And we always envisioned later on having a place next to my parents that was more comfortable for us to live in when we started a family. Maybe we'll just like move that idea up in our timeline of life. Does that make sense? Like, it's like, yes, we wanted that eventually. We wanted this eventually. The pandemic hit and it totally shook everything up. Found this house and I just like saw the vision. I just saw it. I wanted to learn and figure out how to restore it, but also making it not like we were living in 1910, you know, bring it highlight all of the original character, but make it in a more modern way of living, functionality wise, you know? So we just started on this journey. I'd never bought a house before, but my parents were obviously there to help me, guide me, you know, and through the process with what to offer and how to do it. And like, it's just crazy. Also, when we found out that the other offers would have torn this house down, it kind of broke my heart. It's kind of like I wanted to save it. I'm like, you cannot tear that house down. Are you absolutely insane? That's why we bought the cottage when we did, and it kind of moved it up in our life plan. But we had always envisioned and always planned on California. California is home to Romeo and I, and that's where we want to start our family. When I was about to turn 35 this past June, I knew it was going to be a long process to find a home in California. Once we got to a point where we could qualify for a mortgage in California, we started looking. And that's when we found our LA home, very much with the intention of starting a family, which we have been that's where my mind is all the time. When I got to this year, I was like, I needed to slow down. I needed to take a step back. I needed to stop killing myself and wearing myself out and having so much stress in my life so that we could actually start a family. So that was a long roundabout way to say, this is why we have the cottage. I actually didn't even know that it would take, I've never done something like this before. I didn't know that it would take 2+ years to do it. I'd never done it before, but going through the process, I enjoyed doing lots of stuff myself. So obviously I am one person. I like it like that. These are my projects. This is a work kind of project for me. This is a huge learning experience, but it also just happens to be incredibly me. Like, I love this house more than anything, but what I love is I love what I've done. I've loved all the work that I've put into it and the vision come to life and all the decisions and everything is mine. It's like a curated like thing that I did. That's what I'm in love with. If you're new here and you haven't really kind of understood like why we have it or whatever, that's kind of what happened. It's kind of like the pandemic just like shook everything up. And once the world started to go back to normal, I guess you could say, it was harder and harder to stay away from my real life in California and stay on site on a work project that was the cottage, and adding in the fact that we wanted to start a family just made it even harder, because we were having to spend so much time apart, just because of work, and just like this isn't where we live, you know? So how do you feel getting back to the cottage after being away for a while? First initial feeling walking in, complete overwhelm. I almost wanted to be like, oh, no. Still, look, close the door. Like, I don't want to see it. I'm not ready. Because I am not back into the mindset of like, I want to dive back in. But I do feel better about it now being here, like cleaning up a little bit. I've kind of slowly started being like, oh, I need to fix this. Okay, I need to work on that. Okay, I need to work on that. And it hasn't been overwhelming, but you know, this has very much felt like work for me for so long and for 2.5 years that it's like hard not to separate the work from just life. So it's hard to just live here because this isn't where I live. You know, it's very much a work thing. We need a garden in the cottage like the California home. My garden is everything in California, but it would never survive here. Everything's dead. Everything. My roses, dead. So when we don't have the heat, we have the rabbits, we have the deer. They love to eat everything. You know, it would never survive here. So we won't ever have that here, which is sad. What and when will you do another project at the cottage? I'm hoping for the main bathroom or bedroom. Okay, so the timeline of the things. early summer, in May, I decided that I was going to spend the summer in California and spend time at our house and just spending time with Romeo, just slowing down. We also had some weddings that we had to go to. There was a lot happening. So I was like, the summer is the greatest time to kind of like take a step back. And then it got closer and closer to the date that I was supposed to fly back to Texas to start renovations. And it was still so brutally hot here. It was 109 yesterday. Probably today too. And I do a lot of work outside and inside and outside and inside. I'm cutting wood. I'm going to get tools. I'm going in and out. Like I'm moving around constantly. Like even like ACs around here, like even like in town, everyone's homes. It doesn't matter. We have the best AC unit in this house, central air. It cannot keep up. My parents, none of them. I mean, it definitely keeps it bearable and cooler than it is outside. But if you're moving around a lot, you're hot. So like, I'm not going to put myself through that and stress out about that. So it got closer to that date and I pushed it 2 weeks. So that's why I'm here right now. So I'm going back to California this weekend. And then Mom, Romeo, and I are going in September, we're going to France. Okay, so September is a no-go on doing any like renovations or being back at the cottage. Then I have a trip planned back to the cottage in October, but only for a little bit because then I have another thing that I have to do that backing out like work-wise. It's like I knew this year was going to be hard with like things outside of the renovation. So now I'm going back to California in October. Something exciting's happening in November. And then we've got Christmas in December. I'm like, when? You know, like it's just like life happens sometimes. When I'm getting back to renovations, I don't know. I don't know how the next couple of months are going to play out. But when we do resume renovations into the primary suite, so primary bathroom, primary bedroom, that's like ideal go-to next project. 2 chairs for the living room coming soon. You guys, I've left the fabric. What's wrong with me? I left the fabric. So we have 2 chairs that are going here. These aren't going to stay. These are actually, I got these for the bedroom, but I've loved having them here. I have 2 chairs that I thrifted for $5 a piece. They look exactly like the couch that I'm sitting on. I got the most beautiful fabric in LA and I was going to bring it back with me, but I think it was a blessing because I think I just need to ship it because it's a lot more fabric than I imagined. It's a lot heavier and I just don't think it's going to fit in the luggage. And my girl at the fabric store did say, she was like, you kind of don't want to fold it into a luggage. You kind of just want to ship it on the roll. So I'm going to ship it and then have my mom drop it off to the upholsterer so I can get done. I was so disappointed. I believe I did that. That's so aggravating. Oh, how is the cottage maintained while you're away in LA? Love your podcast and vlogs. Thanks. My parents are here every day. Literally every day. They actually stayed here for an entire month this summer while they were doing something for their house, the work on their house. And obviously you guys saw that they're building a pool now, like at their house to... Ugh. There's so many things happening, but no, my parents are literally like so close. They come here every day. My neighbor is also on high alert to watch the house. I also have cameras, so that my parents are always coming in the house to make sure everything's good and check on it. What sink did you use in your kitchen? Oh, I'm sorry, Kinsley. Hello. Our sink, what brand? Blanco? Was the Blanco brand? Yes, it's a farmhouse style sink, so it sits outside, you know, kind of like on a platform. And I'll leave it linked too. We actually, if you guys remember, we actually had a white version of this sink to start with. And then when our oven came in the wrong color, which obviously I love it, it's stunning. But when it came in the wrong color, it was wrong. Like we couldn't have that color oven and this color and a white sink. So we got the, gosh, I can't even remember now. Almond? I'll put it on the screen. I don't remember, but I'll leave it linked too. It is a beautiful sink. I do think it was a little pricey. I think that there are farmhouse style sinks that you can find, I think are comparable, that still will give you the farmhouse style look and still be really pretty. And then I replaced the drain with an incinerator for our garbage disposal in gold, and I love that. But yeah, I do really like it, like truly. I know building the cabinets was a huge job, but would you consider doing that in LA? I think I would do it in some form. I think I would still want custom kitchen cabinets, but I think what I would want to do differently is I made these boxes out of cabinet ready plywood. I think I actually would want the kitchen cabinets, but the boxes themselves in solid wood. Time that was invested and how I'm a human and I make human error, and a lot of the cabinet boxes and cabinet doors are made by computer and machines that are just perfect nowadays. I feel like I would want to leverage getting, some kind of, I actually saw on TikTok this girl that used Cabinet Authority. Basically, they cut all your cabinets for you, but they send them to you in pieces, and then you assemble them and build your kitchen. And I feel like I would definitely go that route next time. I would not build my own cabinet doors next time because that was so much work. And I just could not, as much as a perfectionist as I am, I had too many doors that I scrapped because they weren't perfect. And that just took too long. It's just like a whole process. I would still paint and do all of that, but I think I would do it differently. I wouldn't do it fully myself, for sure. Is there anything from the cottage that you'd like to replicate at home in California? Bookshelves. I'm definitely going to do a bookshelf project. Not quite like these, but definitely bookshelves. How is that gorgeous kitchen table holding up? I just want to see it again because I love it so much. I actually saw a lot of comments about that, my kitchen table. Excuse me, my dining table. Okay, well, I have stuff all over it right now, but you guys can see, yes, it is everything. I don't remember how much I paid, but they had it for a while, I think, and I had seen it twice, and I think it was discounted when I found it, more so when I saw it the second time, which was great. I love that table so much. I love the dovetail knots in it. Are you anxious to see it finished or still enjoying the process? I'm very much still enjoying the process. I know that I have a lot of questions that popped up too about timeline and when is it going to be finished? And since this isn't a flip house and this is just something that truly is just a learning experience and something to enjoy, I'm not putting a timeline on it. I feel like that puts me in unrealistic time constraints, and there is no rush. There is no rush to finish this. That's why this year I was I'm just gonna enjoy life. If I'm gonna be where it feels like I need to be and where it's going to make me in that moment most happy. And starting this year off, we did do tons of amazing projects here at the cottage this year. I have the freedom to do that right now, and why rush a good thing? Why rush through this process and then it be done and then find a different thing to work on? I'm just enjoying it. I want to take my time. I want it to be perfect. I want to go back over a few things to make them even better. And that all takes time, especially when you renovate yourself. It's going to take time. What is a skill that you're most proud of that you acquired from building the cottage? I think what the greatest skill is kind of an overarching understanding of how a home is built. I feel like that to me has given me so much power, mental power to be I understand how a home is made, which makes me a better designer or a better renovator because I understand how that works. So being through this process from start to finish and really being hands-on with it allowed me to understand how a home is built like nothing else, more than reading something online or, it's just there's something about experiencing it yourself and in person. How to be cohesive in style between rooms, but still designing each one with its own character. So that's what I love to do. I like rooms to be what I call siblings. They're alike, but different. So something that I keep I keep at least 1 to 2 things consistent through the entire house. That could be a paint color or a color in general that's repeated. That could be just flooring. Flooring isn't supportive enough. You kind of put that flooring in the whole house, but I think color is a great way to do it. So for instance, this room has millstone gray, obviously on each side. And in the kitchen, we did a very complementing backsplash that had flecks of the similar color. So it tied the 2 spaces together. Obviously, also the millstone is in there. And this warm wood kind of continues through this whole space. I saw this question pop up a couple of times. Have you changed your mind on selling the cottage? I don't know. And some other people were like, oh, are you still selling it? We are not selling this cottage. No. I think I confused people because I did have a realtor friend look at the cottage for me in terms of like how much it was worth in this market, just for my own knowledge, you know, like where the market was at currently, how much have we increased, because everyone wants to kind of know how much we've increased the value. You never know what tomorrow holds. You just never know. And right now, this is a asset. This is something that we put our money into, that we have and we own, that if we choose to sell, we could have a very great return on our investment. So right now it's like our money's just sitting in real estate. So that's how we're thinking of it. And hopefully later down the line, we eventually do the guest cottages, because that was the original plan. Our property is very deep, so it goes, quite a far ways back there, and we had plans to do a couple of guest cottages back there to turn them into Airbnbs so that we could have a income from this property, which would be great, but we wouldn't Airbnb or rent or do anything to the main house. We would just use the property to make an income, and just further, as our Romeo and I's business minds, like that's like what we would love to do eventually, but we just have to get to that point where we can actually wrap our heads around that. Oh, she's done. She's like, Mom, it's hot here. We need to watch Suits and lay down together. Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Today is Sunday. We are heading back to LA a little bit later today. It's actually, we have to leave in a few hours. I need to give you a haul of all of the things that I got from the estate sale and try things on to see if they work. Like, Mom and I literally occupied one of the bedrooms just to like try everything on, because this woman had great style. I have one piece on and I just don't know. I I feel, yes, it's a yes, but also I don't know. So, okay, so this is a dress. This is a Ralph Lauren dress. I'm obsessed with this color. It's a little big on me, but I kind of like that it's like more flowy. The only thing I don't like about it is the neckline. I don't wear this neckline ever. I either like it really high or really low. Like, it has to be one or the other. This is what's bothering me, but it was $10. Okay, this one I'm actually really excited about. I have to fix it here and here. Is that on purpose? Why is it in the same, but it's along the seam. That I can fix. This was a wool 2-piece set for $18 and 25% off of that. It's so cute. Like, look at this. Do we like it? Do we love it? I mean, 2 pieces for, what's 25% off of 18?
The answer is $13.50.
$13.50. Like, do we love it? All the other items that I got are tops. So excuse my cargo pants. I'm wearing this to the airport. But this little cardigan was so cute. Look at the scallops. Oh, I loved it so much. And it fit me perfectly. Even if I wear it like just kind of cinched to the top, I feel like for fall, we're gonna see a lot of like little cardigans like this, especially in white, just like as an over thing, like just like buttoned at the top. I feel like would be so cute. $12 and then 25% off of that. This top was so cute too. She actually had it in white as well. I didn't like it as much. Unless it's like a basic piece of clothing, I don't like to have 2 of the same style in different colors. And I thought that the black was pretty. Look at the sleeves. The like gathering and the pleating here and the sleeves. I felt like it was such a cute button down to wear in Paris, maybe with my hair styled right. And it's just too cute. This one was also $12, so 25% off. What's that?
Is $9.
$9. All of her things were dry cleaned. Every piece of clothing that she had a dry clean little tab on it. So she would have it dry cleaned and then hung in her closet. This button down with all of this like stitching detail and the silk sleeves. This is 100% silk shirt. This one was $18. It actually is a shirt for cufflinks. See, there's no button. Now that I'm seeing it, I should have left behind, but it was Salvatore Ferragamo. And it was like the $13 price. And I thought the style of it was so cute. See, it's wool. You see how there's like little pinholes? Oh, and it's a little too small on me, like in the armholes and stuff. So Probably should have left this behind. I'm definitely bringing all of those clothes. And I got a few more things. I got this pillow. It was 16 and then 25% off. Also got two, I was on a cross stitch thing. Also got 2 cross stitch little stockings to mix in for Christmas. I got this Christmas tree in red, and then this one says Noel, and it's got like little boy things on it. I thought my mom, it's like got a football and some holly. I was like, Mom, you need this for Robbie. And she was like, I have so many cross stitch ones. And I was like, okay, I'll get it. You know, you never know one day. $9 and then 25% off. I also found this ornament. I love these like decoupage ornaments. I have a bunch of them here for this tree, and I also want to mix them into our tree in California. And then I also got this copper teapot. I thought it was cute. $28 and 20% off. You just don't know, and you never know. We went to that estate sale because I saw some dishware. I didn't buy any dishware. Okay, I have to finish packing. I'm trying to fit as much as in this check bag as possible without it being overweight. I don't think I'm gonna even reach the weight, but I'm kind of evening out my clothes so that it protects my piece of art. Using all the fabric to help protect this art. Clothes, I was gonna also have loaded all of my footage from this week's vlogs here being in Texas so that I can edit on the plane. I really liked editing on the way here. I had enough space and everything. I always feel like I'm so cramped, but I feel like I'll get ahead. You know, like we're doing good things. Okay, my parents just got here.